Art with Miss Strauss, first grade art for September 28th through October 16th. Are you ready for Lesson 4, Everyday Objects in Art? Lesson Objective Number 10. You will identify how everyday objects are used in art. Setting up your art space. Find a comfortable spot for you and your art materials. The only thing you'll really need right now is your school laptop. I will explain more in the lesson and also show you what digital tools you might be able to use. Other materials are optional. In this lesson, I will use basic school supplies like a regular number 2 pencil, art supplies like colored pencils and crayons, plain paper, and I may incorporate some digital drawing tools. Did you know? Have you ever drawn a vase with flowers, a piece of fruit, or even your favorite toy? If so, then you have drawn an everyday object. Just like you, many artists like to make artwork inspired by everyday objects. Words to know: everyday object, still life, sculpture. Everyday object. An object is a thing that can be seen and touched. An everyday object is something that is around us every day. This might be a hard concept for me to explain because everyday objects are just around us every day and they don't seem that special. What do you see around you right now? If you are at home, maybe you see furniture, food, or a TV. You can probably see the computer or tablet that you are watching this on too. If you are at school, maybe you see desks, chairs, your water bottle, and your pencil box. These are examples of everyday objects. Sometimes these objects inspire artists. An object that is a thing is a thing. That means it's not a person or an animal. These are not objects. An idea is not an object either. Everyday objects have uses. Some objects are tools that help people with their tasks. Objects can also be decorations. Sometimes these objects inspire artists. Still life. A painting or drawing of an arrangement of objects, typically including food, fruit, or flowers, and other everyday objects. A drawing of spoons, cups, and bowls would also count as a still life. Artists usually look at the objects in front of them. They draw or paint exactly what they see. A still life is a drawing or painting of an everyday object. Would you consider this painting of apples to be a still life? I would. A drawing of spoons, cups, and bowls would also count as a still life. Artists usually look at the objects in front of them. They draw or paint exactly what they see. Check out the still life by American artist Wayne Thiebaud at the National Gallery of Art. It's called Cakes. He is famous for his still life paintings of pastries and landscapes paintings from the streets of San Francisco. Let's see if we can look a little closer. Look at that detail. You can see all the colors that he used. And look, if we look even closer, you can see the brush strokes. Even closer, you can see the paint itself. Look at the colors that he used to create light and shadow. That's a lot of cake. I wonder where he saw all of these cakes. They look very realistic. I like the shapes that he used and how he used light and shadow to create the illusion of form. He must have drawn exactly what he saw. Let's look a little closer. Look at this painting. Look at this paint on this painting. It looks like there's real berries on top. You can see his brush strokes in some of these even. It looks like real chocolate on the side, real frosting. I'm sure it doesn't taste like that though. Let's look at this one. I wonder how close we can get here. My goodness, it looks like there's actual frosting on his cake. Do you see how much paint he used? That's amazing. Let's zoom back out. That is just a fun way to paint. I think I would be inspired to paint cakes too. Next, we're going to talk about sculpture. I wonder if there's any sculptures of cakes out there anywhere. Sounds delicious. Sculpture. The action of carving, modeling, or welding hard materials into works of art. A sculpture artist forms their materials into three-dimensional art objects. This artist is carving hard stone with a hammer and chisel. What kind of sculpture do you think he is making? I think it looks like some sort of bird, maybe an owl. Sometimes artists make sculptures of everyday objects. This sculpture is called Spoon Bridge and Cherry. Artists Klaus Oldenburg and his wife Kleis van Bruin made this sculpture. They turned an everyday object, a spoon, into a work of art. How creative! And a cherry on top. Could you imagine trying to eat with this giant spoon? That would be one massive bowl of cereal. How silly. Even if art shows an everyday object, art isn't meant to be used like that. It is meant to be looked at and admired. It doesn't have to be useful at all. Let's see if we can take a closer look at this art. Are you ready for a virtual field trip? Let's go to the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So, before we go on any road trip or a virtual trip, the first thing we need to do is look at a map. Here we have something I hope everyone recognizes. It's the Earth. We're going to get a little closer, and first we see North America, and a little closer and we can see the United States. Right here is Huntsville, and way up here is Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's go a little closer. We can see our states. There we go. Do you see how far away that is? It's about 14 hours. There's Minnesota, and a little closer. Minneapolis is the city, a little closer, and I'm gonna hop in to check out our museum. There's our Minneapolis Sculpture Garden. And what's on the front page? That looks familiar. There it is. I wonder if we can get a closer view. That is a huge spoon. Now, we are at the Walker Museum, and this is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm going to turn around here. We're in Street View. We're going to do a virtual tour. Oh, I see some art already. We're going to try and find a better view of this piece of art here. Let's look around. Look both ways. Any cars coming? Okay. Look left. Look right. No cars in sight. Let's cross. Now there's some art here. Ooh, this is exciting. I think I saw it already. There it is in the background. Let's look around. There's more art here. Ooh, I wonder what that is. This is a big garden. Let's see if we can get closer. There's more art over here. And more art over here. Let's see if we can get closer. That is a big spoon and cherry. It's still so far away. There's more art here. Let's see about getting closer. Oh, we can get closer still. Look how big that is. There's people over here, and you can see how far away it is still, and that is just huge. Oh my goodness, I had no idea it was such a big sculpture. And there's more art here. Let's see how close we can get. Can we get any closer? No. Oh, maybe right here? That looks like this is as close as we can get. Maybe we can find some more art over here. That is just a giant spoon. Amazing. What is this? Whoa. There's another view of it. The park, that's where we just were. And there's more art down this way. Whoa. And more art here. I don't know. I was hoping we could find that rooster. Some everyday art. More over here. It looks like fall now, and more here. And more. Everywhere we turn, there's more art. I wonder which way we should go next. I don't know. I think I might have gotten lost. But this is some cool art all over. Oh, I found my way back. Let's see about some other art. I've got my little map here. Let's see what happens when I click on this one. Oh, there's that cherry again. Look how big it is. That's just amazing. Oh, and there's the rooster. I wonder if I can get back over there. I don't see it. Oh, it's the other side of the cherry. It's still massive. I could spend days wandering around a real museum. I could probably spend hours trying to navigate to the different art pieces here. These sculptures are amazing. I hope you enjoyed having our mini virtual tour and checking out different pieces of art from Minneapolis Sculpture Garden in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Next, let's go back to Schoology. I know this isn't your classroom or course, but it's going to be very similar. If we go down to the first 9 weeks folder, we can open our lessons. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the lesson we're on now. And we're going to open this folder, Optional Extras. That means that you don't have to do these and it won't impact your grade. However, they're kind of fun. If you would like to look up more cake art, you can click on this link. This link is epic, everyday art. If you follow this link, it'll open to a new page that has some books that I thought might inspire you in your still life drawings. There's also a couple of videos. I'm going to go back to Schoology, and if you have questions about how to set up an account, the answer should be here. Many of your teachers already use Get Epic. Ask them if they have a code and a profile before setting up a new one. If you have created art that you'd like to share with me, follow this link here. It says Just for Fun, Upload or Create Art. When we click this, you should see a page just like this. Here you can submit an assignment, just like your other classes. You can upload your own art, or you can record a video of you holding your art to share with me. That way you can tell me all about it. Again, this is optional and just for fun if you create something you'd like to share. If you need help, this will send you to the Help for Schoology page to show you step-by-step instructions. This part is always weird. Now I would like to show you how I did a still life with the things in my pencil box. I just use a plain piece of paper and scissors. Scissors are my everyday object, and I'm going to draw them with a plain number 2 pencil. Now this is just practice, and I've been practicing for a long time. Still life drawings and drawing realistically takes a lot of practice. I'm just using my pencil and crayon and going back and forth until I get it just the way I like it. I had to be careful not to move myself or my things, or it might change the lights and shadows. It gets complicated if I start moving things around. So I try and keep everything still. I'm adding fine details and getting it just right. Oops, I bumped my scissors, oh no! You can do still life with anything. This is just my example of a still life with the everyday objects I had. That's all for now. Thanks for practicing art with me. I'll see you next time.